Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hello, what's up?
Apparently Kyle has transformed into a Daytona car.
No, I just thought
Kyle Tona!
No, I just thought I'd drive in instead of just walk in or whatever I usually do. I don't even know. I don't know. The secret is that I'm actually here the whole time in the intro. In the intro, you never know. You never knew. You thought Ian started in by himself and then I went whoosh and came in. But no, I'm actually there the whole time. Secret.
Well, the one thing that I am sure of is that we have a ton of questions that come from our patrons over to patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead and race into these because we got quite a few.
Vroom.
And we're starting off with this one from Alphamon or Yukon. Whisper versus Eclipse, with both individuals utilizing their respective wisps or dark arms in an all-out battle. Who would come out on top?
Oh my God, that'd be glorious. Like you.
Sweet.
And give it to the folks who are doing Dark Beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
Just envision full 15 minutes of just running and gunning. Yes.
Delicious.
But ultimately I have to give this to Whisper because she has more arsenal with more variety and she has more formal training with it. Eclipse was still learning the ins and outs of how to make the dark arms work for him. So it'll be close. Whisper has zero room for error, but I'm going to give it to her ultimately.
Yes. Plus she has, just a higher skill level. She's cooler. I mean, Eclipse is pretty cool. Not going to lie, it was pretty neat. But
she's going to come out of it with like awesome battle damage, but yeah, she'll win.
Yeah. She eclipses him, ironically. Don't be too enthused. Here's one from Andrew D. How would you go about making a Hyrule Warriors-esque game of Dragoon? Using the game structure of going from one map to the next, fighting hordes of enemies, and finishing with a big boss. Would you follow a similar structure or do something different? How would you use said structure to tell the story? And who would be playable?
I mean, why fix what ain't broke? Pick your badass, be badass, rinse, repeat. I'm on board.
You could do that. I mean, honestly, the Muso formula works with pretty much anything, as Nintendo figured out.
Oh, yeah. And for Dragoon, just set it somewhere in the Dragoon universe, honestly. I would go with a cast specifically for that game. Like, not use the core cast necessarily. And come up with some excuse for them to go from realm to realm, beating up numerous faceless individuals for glory and riches, I suppose. Because you've got the settings for it. And there's plenty of beasties and locals to stand in your way briefly. And then maybe do like the core cast as like cameo fighters or bonus unlockables that aren't like tied to the story itself. For the story, I don't know, because you would want to showcase a variety of characters and species. So you would want, I don't think you would want to go just pure Galaxant. But you also want an excuse for why they're just wiping the floor with hundreds of individuals willy-nilly. And I don't know if I have a good idea for that right off the top of my head. Believe it or not, Muso is not the first game I've had in the back pocket. But now it's on the radar, so who knows? Maybe I'll come up with something. If, some studio magically says, hey, we want to license this IP that you haven't actually launched yet. Do you want all the money and creative control? Yes! Thank you, Imaginary Studio. Let's rock and roll.
Oh, if only. If only.
If only. Well, since we can't realize those dreams, I will read a question to you, Kyle.
Okie dokie.
This one comes from Antails. Request for Kyle. Please take a minute or two to gush about the Sonic character you stand for the most. Include as much headcanon as you like.
Oh, wow. This is hard. First of all, Sonic's got a lot of characters, so choosing just one is kind of difficult, but, and Tails apparently has a plan for me to do this multiple times. So, yeah. So he says I can choose just one. So, we'll start off with Blaze.
Yep,
Blaze. Yes, Blaze. I mean, she's cool, which is ironic for a cat that yields fire. But what do you want? I'm a simple man. I see cat with fire. I'm good. I'm good. I mean, she's like very. I don't know. She's just badass. What can I say? She's got a kick-ass design. She's super powerful. She's awesome. I don't know how I can be like, yeah, I need more headcanon about that. What more do I need? I don't need anything more. I told you, I'm very simple. I see badass lady character. I'm there. Like, that's really all I need. Like, what do you want from me? Did you have something you wanted to add, Ian?
I just think it's a testament to her character that here we go. Here is my new character, and she's a princess from a whole other dimension.
Yeah.
And she has fire powers, and
That's
she's
it.
fast as Sonic, and she has her own set of super Chaos Emeralds, and they give her her own special transformation. This is Disaster OC.
I know.
Start to finish, and she is one of the coolest characters ever.
She is.
Like, they nailed the landing.
Yeah, I don't know how they managed to take the whole concept of a Mary Sue and make her awesome. Like,
on paper, this should not work, and yet she works so well.
I don't know how they did it. I do not know.
It's the characterization. It has to be the characterization. She
Yeah.
has all of this going for her, and she is humble and contrite.
She has, and she is flawed. She is not perfect, and I think part of that is her characterization. She is flawed in her like personality. She does not come across as, thinking she's better.
Yep.
And I think part of it also is the fact that she's not necessarily treated by everyone else as being like superior necessarily, or no one looks at her and thinks, wow, she's so cool, she's amazing, or at least they don't vocalize that necessarily.
I mean, aside from Tangle, but she kind of does that with everybody.
I mean, that's Tangle. Yeah, that's Tangle, though. That's her thing, And I mean, who can
look at this cool stick?
I mean, who can blame her, really? Though, I mean,
yeah. She's not wrong.
No, she is not wrong. So I think it's really kind of the way she's presented and the way she's treated as far as being a member of the cast as well. That also helps. So yeah, we'll go with this. We'll go with Blaze. So next time. I don't know. We'll see if this comes up again. Here's a question from Caleb. What would happen if Shadow injured his foot like how Sonic keeps hurting himself in the IDW comics? Forced to walk with a limp and unable to use his super speed.
Oh, he'd still walk on it. He'd run on it. He'd skate on it.
Yeah.
Dude, your foot's on backwards. I don't care. that looks really painful. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. Okay, but if you keep that up, there's going to be permanent damage. I'm the ultimate life form. I'll heal. It fell off. I'll put it back on. You want some super glue? No need. Okay, buddy, you do you.
Coward's limp, I walk. What a dork he is. Shadow.
We find out that's his long hidden doom power. He just regrows limbs.
Oh, well.
That's the salamander DNA in him.
I mean,
he just blows into his thumb. Foot pops back into being. Shoe and everything.
Oh, well, he does have those goopy dark powers. Weirdo.
I'm joking, by the way. Don't put that in a wiki somewhere.
That's Bumble canon, not real canon. There's a difference.
Foot growth is not a real doom power.
Darn. It can still be a thumbnail, though, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Don't erase that, Noni. Put that back on there. Here's one from KB. How aware is Vanilla of Vector's crush on her?
I think she's aware. I also feel like she probably gets that a lot. So, he's respectful about it, so she just lets it be, as far as I know.
She gets that a lot. You mean the simps for Vanilla are canon?
I mean, no, I have to be careful with that. No.
Sorry.
I mean, if Sonic X is anything to go by, and normally I don't cite Sonic X because it's not canon, but the whole Vector Vanilla thing was inspired by that, and we were told to put it back in. And Espio and Charmy both kind of seemed to be kind of into her too, although that might have been more for the baked goods that she brought. But I don't know, she's a young, outgoing, lovely individual. I'm sure that's attractive to a lot of people. He said very non-committally.
Okay. This is a family show, so I won't say the words. Chaos Sonic 1 has a question. In terms of keeping Snively as Robotnik's nephew, how would he get along with Sage?
Oh, that would be a delightful dynamic. Because he would hate her because she's 100% loyal. And she's everywhere. And she's smart. She would see through every one of his little duplicitous ruses. So he's going to act as nice as possible to his darling little niece. Yes, I guess that's what that makes you. Aren't you so happy you're part of the Empire now? No, don't worry about that little private server of mine. You don't need to look at that. Meanwhile, he's trying to find the fastest way to plug a magnet onto her hard drive.
I guess she would be cousin, right? Not
cousin,
or no, niece, nephew. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's cousin.
Wait, okay, right. Okay, cousin.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. This is why I write down family trees before I commit to anything. I need this graphically thrown out.
Family relationships, whatever.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she would initially want to like him because family wants everyone to get along, but she sees through him immediately. But father enjoys the little game that they have, so she'll abide. She'll keep an eye on him, though. And about the third time she runs in with a report, Father, I think you really need to look at Cousin Snively right now. And Eggman's like, tut, wait for it. And then he springs the trap, and Snively's humiliated and, emasculated and defeated. And Sage is like, you knew all along. And Eggman's like, of course I did.
That's Eggman for you. He knows. He knows things. Here's one from Comic the Hedgehog. Shadow's official weight is 77 pounds. Omega's is 2,712 pounds. That means in Sonic Heroes, Rouge is lifting 2,789 pounds plus her own weight every time she flies. Therefore, I must know, what is her workout routine and how do I get her to be my personal trainer?
She steals very heavy sacks of jewels all the time.
Yeah, I mean... it makes sense.
How do you get her to be your personal trainer? You don't. She will break you.
Oh, you will be broken.
And then you'll be broke because she'll rob you blind.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's her fee, Here's one from Conga. Silver can travel through time with the power of coincidence. So naturally, there must be more like him who can travel through time. How many enemies across time does he make? Is there a master to his doctor? Ask a Doctor Who fan if you don't know what that means. And how does he break the news to Sonic and company that they've all ganged up against him?
Maybe that would be a good direction to take Silver, to just make him Whovian. Don't come back to the present every single time. Let him go gallivanting off into other timelines. Let him explore the shatter space. Why not?
I have this screwdriver I named after you, Sonic.
Yeah, what do you call it? The Sonic screwdriver? No, Ogilvy.
Oh, no!
The what? Trust me, man, that timeline's weird.
That one's screwed up. I'm just thinking Silver is the same Silver across all timelines. Kind of like how
in a blue font bubble one time. It was especially odd.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That would be neat, though. Give Silver a time-traveling rival, have him earn the ire of various alter versions of characters, maybe, or original villains across timelines. That'd be fun if we had latitude with Silver to do things.
DDR Master M has a question. In the Tangle and Whisper miniseries, there's the hot dog vendor named Ron that Tangle ran into. Could he potentially become the Sonic equivalent of the Cabbage Man? What wacky scenarios would you come up with if that were to happen?
Potentially, maybe. He's more kind of an homage to the chili dog vendors from Unleashed.
Yeah.
Which, sadly, we could not directly reference.
Oh.
Now, I can't remember if his cart was part of that chain or not. Probably not. But I imagine him more as the kind of guy who always has a Tangle story. You roll into town and it's like, how you doing, Ron? I'm doing all right. So you got a story today? Well, let's see. It was like 3 years ago today. And Tangle, and then he has just this wild yarn about something ridiculously stupid that she did. Every day of the week, every particular holiday, every change in the weather. It's raining. It reminds me of that time, Tangle. And there's no malice in it. It's just he's always on the brunt of her as she goes flying through the air.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right, we got one last question before we take a break. It's from Double L. So in IDW number 69, nice, we get a clear shot of Jules' work desktop, and she is clearly running Windows XP, an extremely unsafe OS in the modern day. I know it's a dumb Easter egg, and Evan's the writer for that one, but if you had to give a reason as to how this happened, and how Tails allows this to continue, what would it be?
Well, we know Clutch deals with junk and dangerous items, so he supplied that particular computer.
Okay. Well, maybe it's like a modified version of Windows XP that Tails specifically has kept updated well beyond its normal shelf life.
Nah, it's part of Clutch's plan to long-term destroy the restoration by giving them outdated and defunct OSs.
Okay.
The fiend.
Rude. Jules blue screening all the time. It's like, I hate this computer.
Oh, that's such a shame. Let me get you another one. Windows 98!
Oh, no. We're going back.
And we are going on a break, but stay tuned for a couple of patron-sponsored ads. This episode is sponsored by Speed Radio, a bi-weekly podcast playing through nearly every single Sonic the Hedgehog game commercially released, analyzing how the series evolved and changed throughout its 30-plus year run. They go in-depth and chat about the development history, mechanical innovations, and level-by-level breakdowns of each game, with their own sense of humor sprinkled throughout. Speed Radio is available wherever podcasts can be found and through their website, speedradio.fireside.fm, for those who wish to download the episodes directly. This ad is sponsored by Daniel H. He'd like to introduce you to Miss Kelsey Reed. She's an ambitious local filmmaker, actor with dreams of starting her own YouTube studio. He's seen what she can do with a little budget and can't wait to see what she'll do with an even bigger one. Attached is a link to her GoFundMe page. She's got a little money in, but could use a little bit more. He's eternally grateful for those people who have believed in her and would like to boost those that have dreams too. Give the link a read over if you please, and he thanks you for your time. Link will be in the description of the episode below. And we're back. We're starting off with our weekly giveaway question. Follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, or Facebook for your chance to win your own question here on the show free of charge.
This week's winner is Chaos Dust and Steam from Twitter. My question is, can an all-ages franchise like Sonic have this much lore that most kids will never ever get, but still enhances the world for those that older people can learn and enjoy the pieces of lore that are given? I bring it up because with my love of a blue tank engine that has 2 lore books of 200 pages, 6 college lectures, model railways that have lore, and still learning things about the franchise 79 years later, I am curious. No, I'm not lying. The main writer of the original books Thomas is based on has been compared to Tolkien for the lore he's crammed into his world.
Number one, Your username sounds like an absolute badass spin-off game. Chaos, Dust, and Steam. Like I could see the intro screen. Number 2, I knew that there was a lot behind Thomas the Tank Engine. I didn't realize it was that old or that big.
Oh, it's
good night.
Oh, it's been around for a long time.
And number 3, of course Sonic can do that. It already has. Maybe not to that degree.
Not yet.
I mean, apparently Thomas is like over double the age of Sonic. How did I not know this? But sure. Given enough time in the proper direction, it can absolutely do that.
Yep. All right, here's one from Dove. So what if we shake things up a bit in the team aspect? Surge and Marine end up in a situation where they have to work together to survive. How does this go over? Bonus, Kit and Bean buddy cop style adventure when?
I don't think Surge is going to be a good partner for Marine.
Well, no, I think that's kind of the point.
I know, but not in a fun way.
Oh,
she's going to be mean. She's going to lose her temper. She's going to say hurtful things. And Marine, who tries to put on a brave face, is still a very vulnerable kid who just wants to be helpful and wants to be liked. And Surge will make it very clear that no, she is not helpful, nor is she liked. In fact, you're useless and I hate you. And Marine is going to be very sad. And somewhere far away, Blaze just has the urge to burn something. She doesn't know why.
See, and here I was hoping most all of Surge's hate would just go over Marine's head instead of destroying a child's self-esteem.
Maybe initially, but Surge will make it very clear. She will grab her by the shoulders, look her dead in the eye, and say, "Listen, you're a waste of space.
No,
jump in the deep end. Take a deep breath, so I can manifest me water powers." No.
Oh, Dove, what have you done?
Meanwhile, Kit's going to be unsettled by Bean, and Bean's going to get impatient that Kit just doesn't rise to any of the bait. He's saying all these weird things, all these non sequiturs. He's making jokes. Kid, respond! This is the A material. Come on! Kit's just like, you're weird. I don't like you. Go away. The only way I'm going away is if, I don't know, I got trapped in some kind of giant water ball full of tentacles. That can be arranged.
Oh, no.
Question, are your bombs water soluble? Never tried it out. Let's find out.
Oh, boy.
And then Surge and Kit reunite, and they're both like, I had the worst day.
Mm-hmm.
And then somewhere else off in the distance, Blaze and Bark are drawn to each other with this strange urge for vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know why. Thus begins the next Sonic story, A Song of Ice and Fire.
Well, to make up for it, we could have a Bean and Marine team up.
Oh, they'd be delightful.
They'll have fun together. Good.
They're each tied to a different buoy floating out in the ocean and become fast friends.
Of course. There we go. Happy ending.
G'day! You want to turn these buoys into a boat? Sure. You want to arm it with a bunch of explosives? Do I?
That's all she's ever wanted. And we got a question here from Fabricio B. I have a question. It's about the island of Sonic 4. What is its real name? Is it called East Side Island?
I don't think it has a name. I'm not even sure if it's like a proper island. I'd have to look at it again, but it almost looks like it's part of a peninsula or something.
Maybe it's under their island.
Okay, fine. Under where?
I didn't expect you to actually go through with it. Whatever. Flint Toaster has a question. Sonic has chemistry with a lot of characters. That being said, he doesn't seem to be interested in anyone. How would Sonic come out as Arrow Ace, feeling little to no attraction, to his friends and other main cast members, and how would they react?
I don't think he really needs to come out to anybody.
No.
In any circumstance. He is what he is, and he's comfortable with that.
Yeah, I don't think he would. I think he would expect everybody to just kind of understand and then sort of know that about him, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, it's not really something he feels the need to... It probably wouldn't be something he felt the need to hide.
No, he is what he is. And if pressed on the subject, go, oh, I'm this. And they go, oh, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad we had this chat. Chili dog?
Yeah.
And, his friends are, generally speaking, very supportive and understanding. So I don't think it really registers for most of them anyway.
Yeah.
Like you tell Knuckles, hey, Sonic is Zero Ace. He'd be like, I thought it was a hedgehog. I mean, maybe Amy's a little put out. Now you tell me. But, otherwise.
Yeah. Also, this is headcanon, guys.
Yes.
It's not actually true canon, but if it's your headcanon, that's fantastic. All right, Fosta Habadon has a question. How old do you think Lanolin is?
She's in the same general teen age as most of the cast.
Alrighty. Frozen Apple Juice is here with a question. What's the deal with Breeze, Amy's sentient car from the Drift games? Is he a robot built by someone like Eggman or Tails, or is he just a living car and we shouldn't think too hard about it?
I feel like we've been getting this a lot lately.
This has come
almost
up
once a month.
This has come up a couple times before, at least. Yeah, something about Breeze. Breeze is your friend. There you go.
And just a gentle reminder: check the Q&A master list to make sure that you're not, wasting your time trying to get us to answer questions that's already been answered. Your time and money is valuable to us, and it should be valuable to you. Help us help you.
Yes. You want to answer this real quick anyway, while we're here?
I forget what we settled on last time. I think it's just let Breeze. Everything is canon. Let Breeze be Breeze. Or if not that, Tails built her a car with a happy face because that's what she wanted.
I don't know. It's just Herbie, It's the Sonic equivalent of Herbie. All right, Godzilla has a question. In the Sonic 3 movie trailer, we see that the Chow Garden looks to be a Chuck E. Cheese type kids restaurant. Which of the various business-oriented comic villains would be the first to jump on making them a reality in the comics? Mammoth Mogul, Breezy the Hedgehog, Clutch the Opossum, Wes Weasley, or Renfield T. Rodent? Oh no, Lemon Sun dropped Dandelion on pizza!
No.
No. Oh no, indeed. Oh no. Oh no.
Out of all of them, I would think the first to go for family/children's entertainment would be Renfield.
Yeah.
He's very much that Mickey Mouse, Chuck E. Cheese type of character.
I mean, he's literally called the Rodent.
Yeah. And second place I guess would be Wes, because he's like, hey, wait a minute. Everybody's enjoying these chow. Well then, let's put some chow with that chow. Hey. And go from there.
Yes.
I think it's too childish for Mogul. I think Breezy's more attracted to the adult crowd because they have the money.
Yeah, I mean, she runs a casino.
And Clutch maybe would buy into it as a front, but I don't think that would be like his principal form of business.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he ran chow races, but that's different.
That's a front, yet again.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, here's one from Geo Knuckles. What do Knuckles, Tails, General, Omega, SBO, and Silver think of My Hero Academia's Mei and, is it Nejire?
Yeah, close enough.
Okay.
We try to keep these kinds of questions limited so we're not going on forever, and we've got 7 characters here in this one, so I'm going to parse it down just a little bit.
Just pick and choose.
Like Knuckles, he'd be fine with either of them. I think he'd get along with Nejire better just because she's just so upbeat and positive and easy to get along with. She's just a fun gal. Tails and May, I mean, that one's easy. They're both gearheads. They both enjoy building stuff. They would be geeking out with each other. And that writes itself.
Yes.
I think SBO would initially be intimidated by May, but entranced by the idea of the various ninjutsu upgrades she could give him, like wearable shuriken launchers. What? Where do I sign up? And Silver and Nejire would get along great. They'd fly around. They'd shoot beams at people. They'd find cool ways to combine their powers, overcome adversity and evil and whatnot. It'd be a good time.
Shoot beams at people. Sounds painful.
Nejire's got electrical powers. I can't remember if it's offensive or just boost. I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh, okay.
And as for Omega and General, May's just going to want to take them apart. She wants to know what makes them tick. They will be receptive to different degrees.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got one from Hearts13. Returning to the What If 90s Sonic HBO TV series, what if anyone played a live-action Dr. Robotnik in the 90s, it would probably be Danny DeVito. Since the show combines Japanese and Western Sonic lore, this version references classic Eggman, Adventures of Robotnik, and Sad AM Robotnik, but mostly being a fresh new take with Danny being himself. Mostly. From all the lore, they give DeVito to research. How good is his performance?
Can I offer you an egg in these trying times?
Thank you.
That's not really Danny DeVito, though.
Thank you. I know, but he said that in his voice. He doesn't.
Yeah.
It'd be one very short Eggman.
It'd just be Danny DeVito in an Eggman costume.
I know.
Which itself is the selling point, I guess.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
would be
he pulled off the penguin, so
performance.
Yeah, he pulled off the penguin, so
maybe not that grotesque, but
well, yeah, no, he wouldn't be that grotesque. I'm just saying, like, as far as like a villain goes, he could.
Oh, sure.
Like, he could do it. He'd do fine.
Just let him be in his irascible, abrasive self, and it would be great.
Yeah. Yes. And our last question for this episode is from Hero Squad. Dark Beginnings Episode 2 spoilers! I really enjoyed it. The action and everything was great. Also, I knew it was you writing when I heard Omega calling dibs. But one thing that left me surprised is hearing the commander's name, Abe. So I just wanted to ask, is his name now Abraham Towers, Abraham without the last name, or just Abe?
I hate to do this to you, but you're going to have to wait like 3 more days after this episode airs for like official confirmation. I cannot say before that. I think I'll be able to talk about it a little bit after it's out, but I really need to mind my P's and Q's and not, spoil things or talk about stuff that hasn't been officially said or revealed or whatnot. So enjoy Dark Beginnings Episode 3 is what I'm saying.
Yes. I'm looking forward to Commander Lincoln. All right, and that's it.
Thank you so much to all our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members for supporting the show with their money and their questions. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Enjoy Dark Beginnings Episode 3. And we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Take care, everybody. Or Simpson. Yeah, it could be Abe Simpson.
Yeah, your shadow's running away. And we sent a truck after him, which was the style at the time. Give me 10 B's for a flicky is what we used to say.
Old Commander yells at Cloud.
Matlock.
Old Commander yells at Cloud.
Shoot space laser at it.
Oh, it's true. All right. So does this mean all
the Hedgehog deploy all the units?
Sometimes you've pitched things jokingly and they've ended up becoming real things.
Yeah.
So Be careful with that power you wield.
And we're back, and we start off with our weekly giveaway question. Follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, or Facebook to have a chance to win a chance to have your question answered here on the show. Actually, the chance isn't a chance to win or to have it on. Pick up in 3, 2, 1.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
While most folks are very happy with it,
Yeah.
I am.
Uh-oh.
let's use the word entertained by folks trying to correct the lore or questioning the lore. And it's like, no, that's not correct.
You betray the lore, Ian Flynn. Except now the lore has changed.
I'm looking at this one person who's confused because they think, Shadow says the professor created me using alien DNA, and they have a screenshot of Black Doom saying the professor created you from my blood, and it's like, where's the confusion? Okay.
We have not started.
How does Shadow know about this event 50 years ago before he had amnesia? Because he didn't have amnesia yet.
Oh,
that's how he knows about it. He didn't have amnesia yet. But I thought he forgot things he did when he had amnesia.